the beautiful land of Jamaica. My brother, my sister, and we're going to be looking at very interesting stuffs. The story we are telling you today is interesting, very sad, but interesting. The land of Jamaica is where I am taking you to. And I need you to open your ears and listen with rapt attention. Today we're going to be telling you the story of a reggae man. A man who first predicted that Africa would be free by 1983. Unfortunately, he died in that year, 1983, without seeing the freedom of Africa. My brother, my sister, we are talking about a man whose life is about to blow you away. My brother, my sister, if you may permit me, today we are talking about Hugh Mundell, whose photograph you see right here in the African history class on the board. Hugh Mundell. Hugh is spelled H-U-G-H, and Mundell is M-U-N-D-E-L-L. Hugh Mundell. My God. This is the African history class. Get ready to shed tears. Hugh Mundell was born, my brother, my sister, on the 14th of June in 1962. And he was born in East Kingston, Jamaica. His father was a renowned, successful lawyer by name Alvin Mundell. Very powerful lawyer. In the days, Jamaica was just beginning to grab its independence. And he was one of the popular lawyers in Jamaica at the time, serving black people with all respect. He was such an astute lawyer. People loved him. In fact, when their son was born on the 14th of June, a few months before the independence of Jamaica, my brother, my sister, they believed that this was going to be yet another lawyer. Mr. Alvin Mundell invited his lawyer friends to the outdooring of the baby that his beautiful wife, Teresa Mundell, had given him. It was a whole celebration. In fact, learned colleagues came and celebrated the birth of a little Alvin Mundell. They decided to call him Hugh Christopher Mundell. Oh my God. My brother, my sister, little did they know that their son will never become a lawyer. He was not even interested in the law profession. Hugh Mundell was born. And then, at a very young age, he was homeschooled and then sent to the Magres Preparatory School, Kingsway Preparatory School as well. And then he ended up at Adrian High School before pursuing a career in music full time. He left school. My God. His father called him up and said, Hugh, you know your father is a lawyer, very respected. You are a son of my eye. In other words, you are the apple of my eye. I wish that you would also become that lawyer, and you have everything it takes. You are so brilliant. You wouldn't have to struggle through. He told him, Father, with all respect, I don't have any interest in the law profession. I want to be a musician. He said, wow, are you sure? Are you sure that you want to be a musician? Why do you want to be a musician? And he told his father something that his father will never ever forget. He said, Daddy, and this is the photo of the mother of Hugh Mundell called Teresa. My brother, my sister. Yes. This is actually Hugh Mundell himself standing here with his locks. Very handsome and beautiful. In front of their house. And if you look at the gate right there, you will realize that it's all made up of marble. My brother, my sister, this is what it is. He came from a well-to-do family. They were rich. They were well-to-do. But he loved to hang out in the ghetto. He loved to be with friends. In no time, he started growing his locks. And this was what he had. Very handsome, as you can see. Now hear this. He told his father something that his father will never ever forget. He said, Father, you go to the courtroom and then you deliver people justice. You make sure that they get justice. You make sure that they are people who are not made to suffer injustice. Same way, I think that I would also want to use my voice to be able to direct people to the right path so they may never need to get to the courts where they stand a possibility of getting injustice. I want to shape in society with my music. His father looked at him quietly, and after a long haul, he said, so be it. This is another photograph of our hero. Growing up, Hugh Mundell decided to grow his dreadlocks. He was hanging up with so many different people who later also became singers. People like Winston McAnuff, L16, Dali, and Yabiyu, including Wayne Wade. These are all-time artists. I wish we could play some of their songs so you get to know exactly who these people are. He was introduced to reggae by the great producer, Boris Gardner. I wanna wake up with you. You all remember that tune, right? Boris Gardner, in fact, encouraged him to do reggae music. My brother, my sister, it was around that time that Boris Gardner had become very, very popular with this tune, which is about to play, my brother, my sister. This is Boris Gardner.
Is who that?
It's me, Honeybee. Open the door, dear.
Where you come from this time of morning?
I was just by the corner with them boys sip a juice.
Juice? And we have so much juice here in a come drink now?
Sure, darling, open the door.
Wait, is what that for your color? Lipstick?
Wait,
Beer?
no.
Just come out to what you come from.
Oh, my commanding wife, she wants to destroy my life. Oh, my commanding wife, she wants to destroy my life.
He became extremely popular. And this was his very good friend, Hugh Mundell. Oh my God, have mercy. So he was introduced to reggae music by this man. And then he started to record. Now, when he started to record, he went into the studio of Joe Gibbs. And that was where he met Augustus Pablo, of blessed memory, who invited him to come over and record. And when he went into the studios, he recorded. Listen. This is Hugh Mundell, my brother, my sister. Oh, he made news with his recording. The lawyer's son, the rich kid from the ghetto who decided not to work as a lawyer, even though he can easily do that because he's overly brilliant. He decided to choose a profession in music. My God, he had respect. My brother, my sister, he hung out around the Bob Marley studio of Tough Gong. He met so many different people around the area. Oh, he recorded more and more. He was one of the burgeoning artists of his time. He bought a car. He didn't need music money to buy a car. He came from a rich home. His mother was Teresa Mundell. His father was Alvin Mundell. And he himself was Hugh Mundell. My God, he recorded more and more. And in fact, he started to perform around Jamaica. He had an alias. He was sometimes called Jalevi because he loved to sing songs about Rasta. Oh my God. He loved the Rasta tradition and the culture. And he sang a lot of songs concerning Rasta. Listen to this one here. A very powerful performer. Now he traveled to England where he also performed, but he had to run out of England because of the cold. It was extremely cold. In fact, there was a performance he got on stage and he was backed by the Kidus Conception Band. It was so cold that he lost his voice, his angelic voice, and he was shivering in the winter cold. My brother, my sister, he was supposed to do a 30-minute set. He did only about 5 minutes and ran out because he was beginning to feel very sick from the winter cold, even though he had dressed so heavily to keep him warm. My brother, my sister, he performed in Jamaica, performed in England, performed in some parts of America as well. He made a lot of name for himself. He even represented Kilimanjaro at Whitehall Avenue in Kingston with Junior Reid. And Junior Reid became his very good friend. All this while he was only 19 years old. My brother, my sister, this was 1980. My brother, my sister, Bob Marley was still alive. Lord God have mercy. And he was performing all over. He would go to Tough Gong, sit down there and just watch and wait for Bob Marley to come in. And he will just take inspiration. Hugh Mundell. My brother, my sister, unfortunately, something happened that took his life. Now, on the 7th day of September, 1983, Hugh Mundell, our hero, and Junior Reid represented Volcano Sound at the Cassava Peace, Constant Spring, Kingston 8. Now, when we talk about Cassava Peace, we know which artist comes from there as well. Dancehall artist, Mavado, is from there. Kingston 8. Now, with Volcano selector Danny Dredd at the controls, Mundell and Reid came up to DJ on the Diseases rhythm, and they tore down the whole place. Oh my God. He sang a song on that day called Great Tribulation. And I'm going to play that right now so you can hear it as well. Great Tribulation. The man with the angelic voice, he was called in England and also in Jamaica, Hugh Mundell. Oh gosh. Now this was what happened. Now after this, when he tore down the place, everybody started talking about him and his voice one more time. Jamaica was warming up to him very strongly. Oh, on the 14th day of October 1983, whilst he was sitting in his car, with Junior Reid sitting at the back seat and his wife sitting on his side, a gunman came up straight up to him and opened fire on him, killing him instantly. The 14th day of October 1983. He was shot and killed at Grants Pen Avenue in Kingston, Jamaica. In fact, in front of his wife in the passenger seat and Junior Reid in the back seat. Right after he was shot and killed, the gunman ran away. But Junior Reid had seen him. His wife had also seen him. Hugh Mundell died instantly. Jamaica was shocked. What was the reason? Could it have been because he was rising very steadily and he was a threat to some people in the industry, and therefore they hired a gunman to finish him up? Or what really was the issue? Was there a connection between his performance on the 7th of September with Junior Reid, where he sang this song in the background, Great Tribulation? What truly was the issue? My brother, my sister, the police went into an investigation. And on Friday, the 22nd day of November, the following year, 1985, Justice Downer sentenced the 25-year-old Ricardo Codrington, a laborer of Above Rocks, St. Andrew, to 10 years imprisonment in hard labor for the murder of Hugh Mundell. The sentencing occurred after a home circuit court found Codrington guilty of manslaughter, arising out of the fatal shooting of Mundell on the 30th of October 1983. Codrington was charged with murder, but the jury convicted him of the lesser offense. The judge said Codrington had already served 2 years, and that was taken into account when sentencing him. Why did he kill him? Was 10 years enough? Where was his judge father? I'm talking about Hugh Mundell. He was heartbroken. My brother, my sister, that was how Hugh Mundell went down the drain. He died via the barrel of the gun. Junior Reid would never ever forget what happened to his very good friend Hugh Mundell. He was one of the few artists in Jamaica that owned a car. He was a teenager when he first bought a car. He was from a rich home and he decided that music was what he was going to do. Today we remember you. And he made a song which never came out before he died. And this was Africa Must Be Free by 1983. But he himself died in 1983, my brethren. He didn't live to see Africa become free. Remember, Peter Tosh had also sang about this. Listen to this song.
Africans must be free by the year 1983, when I and I people shall rejoice on the hills of Mount Zion. Africans must be free by the year 1983. We have worked too hard for the white man in the blazing sun. Oh, no more war, no more beating.
Africa must be free by 1983. He himself ended up dying in 1983. He wanted to see an Africa without war and crime. He wanted to see a very peaceful Africa. Hugh Mundell, today we remember you. His father wanted him to be a lawyer. His mother wanted him to be a lawyer. But he decided to be a musician. In fact, he performed and he was able to tear down the place. Everybody was talking about him. Exactly a month later, he was shot and killed while sitting in his car. My brother, my sister, he died at the age of 21. Hugh Mundell. Damrifa Due ni amani hono. Oh, Hugh Mundell. Hugh Mundell, bye bye yo. Oh, Damrifa Due ni amani hono. Oh, Hugh Mundell. Mese. Damrifa Due ni amani hono. Oh. Oh. In the burden of knowledge, I ask you. Now that you know what you do, be an any olea mini oba fe and zunda kagane mezaka yine. Ye papango boka ye nangfifia ye nyano kaina wabana ye webeden. Lele anjima singa bekonne. Lele anjima singa beri. It's been the African history class. And today, we decided to talk about Hugh Mundell, the man whose parents wanted him to be a lawyer. He was born to a very successful lawyer in Kingston, Jamaica. He ended up becoming a dreadlock singer by the barrel of the gun for no reason. He was a very peaceful artist, never stepped on anybody's toes. But because he was a good performer, he was a threat to some people in the so-called business. His life had to be cut short. Oh, Hugh Mundell. Uninyaminko.